Hi and welcome to this third video in the series on how you can become a better putter. My name is Chris Ryan, I'm here at the Forest of Arden, and this third video in the series is looking at pace control, something that many golfers struggle with. We're going to give you an exercise that you can do in practice and a routine that you can do on the course, which is going to help you roll the ball the correct distance and take a lot of pressure off those second putts. So welcome back to the Forest of Arden and welcome back to this video series to make you a better putter. This is video number 3. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I will link them up in the corner and in the description box down below. The first 2 videos I've looked at the setup, the contact, and we talked a little bit about the technique and what you can do to improve your start line. So we're assuming now that you're striking the ball at the middle of the putter, you're starting the ball on your intended line. We need to get the pace right. Now, pace is probably, along with green reading, is probably the 2 skills that most golfers struggle with the most. I know that when I assess my putting, my pace tends to let me down more often than not. Now, the things that we've done to precede this video, so especially number 1, setup, strike, those things will help your pace straight away, because if you're hitting the middle of the putter more consistently, you're going to be getting a truer roll. That's going to help. So by this point, you should already be a little bit better at pace control. What we're going to do is we're going to go through a very simple little drill that you can do in practice to help you with your pace control, and then something you can do on the course when you're actually playing, which is going to give you a better chance of rolling the ball the right distance. You can see I've placed 2 alignment sticks out here. They are 10 feet apart from one another. So I'm really looking at just a start point, which is the first alignment stick, and an end point, which is the second alignment stick. And I'm going to have a little game here where I try and hit as many putts as I can inside of these 2 alignment sticks. So every single putt must go past this alignment stick, and every single putt must stop before this alignment stick. So every putt has got to finish in this little zone here. The idea of the game, however, is every putt must go further than the previous ball. So my first putt is really try and go here. My next ball has got to go past this one, but still finish short of that alignment stick. So hopefully around about here. My next putt has got to go past this ball, but short of the alignment stick. So every time I hit a putt, effectively my box is getting much, much smaller. The goal here is to try and get as high a score as you can. So let's go ahead and hit this. Now, there is a little bit of right to left on this, but I'm not massively concerned with the direction. It's more the pace. So that's almost a perfect putt. It's gone past the alignment stick, but I've still got room that I can hit my next putt. So I've now got to go past that ball, but not past the alignment stick at the end. So at the moment, my score is just the 1. And that would give me a score of 2. So I now bring this golf ball back. My next putt must go past this ball, but short of the alignment stick. So my score at the moment is 2. Obviously trying to get that up towards 3. And you can sort of see how the game sort of takes shape. So this would be for a score of 3. So there would be 3. And I'd now have to try and get my next putt between this golf ball and the alignment stick. So as you can see, a fairly simple game to set up and a very simple game to do. What I would encourage you to do is create the same setup each time. So you're always setting the zone at 10 feet. You're always putting from, let's say, 15 feet. And so if the setup is always the same, what I'd love you to do is actually keep a track of your score. So if you do score 3, mark that down. Your next time you get a chance to practice, you're trying to get 4. Once you can get 4, you're trying to get 5. And you can see how that would progress. It's almost like a performance tracking way of practicing. Well, again, we're not really working on technique here. We're just isolating a skill, which is pace control. And we're trying to work on developing your feel as the golfer. So try this little exercise, definitely going to help you with your pace control. Right, now let's go through what you can do on the course, which is going to help your performance. So I've got myself a putt here of probably some 25 feet. Walking onto this green, I would really hope to 2-putt this. Many of you out there who are struggling with your putting, these are the ones that you'd unfortunately take 3 from. And if we look at, an amateur versus a professional putter, it's these long ones and short ones where the difference is. From 15 feet, a pro will more than likely 2-putt. You will more than likely 2-putt. So your performance is not too dissimilar. But when we start to get outside of 25 feet, a pro will very rarely 3-putt. Amateurs tend to throw the 3 putts in quite regularly. So what can we do to judge pace? Well, there's a couple of things that we're going to get you to do in your routine. How do we know how far that hole is away? Well, there's two real ways we could know. We could walk it, we could pace that distance and know that it was 25 feet. But more common than that is we see the hole. We look at the hole and we see where it is. So the only way that my body knows how much speed to put into this putter and ultimately how hard to hit that ball is because my eyes tell my body how far away that hole is. So it would make sense, therefore, that we need to be spending a fair bit of time looking at the hole and looking at the distance that the ball has to travel to get there. In this little exercise, we're eliminating the fact that there may well be slopes on the greens, it may well be uphill, downhill. We're going to maybe come to that in another video, but we're just looking at pace control. So if I take a setup here, look down at where the ball would be, make a practice stroke, walk in, glance at the hole, I haven't really given myself the best chance to deliver that ball to the hole at the right speed. I had one glance at the hole. I need to give myself more chance to absorb this information. So my practice strokes would be inside the ball. I would be looking at the hole and I would be making some practice strokes, taking my eyes from the hole back to the ball and back to the hole, really trying to allow myself more time to take in that information. Trace the line of the ball to the hole, really get a feel for what that ball's going to do as it leaves the putter. How far is it going to travel? What have you got to do to make that ball travel the correct distance? As I'm making those practice strokes, I could not tell you how far my putter is going back and through. I'm not trying to think of that. I'm just trying to let it happen fairly naturally. So let's go ahead and hit this putt. It's quite a bit off the right. So set up just inside. Looking at the hole, back to the ball. Step in, take my eyes from the ball to the hole again, build my stance, last look to confirm, and hit the putt. And I've slightly misread that, but it's a perfect distance and it's only left me maybe a foot, just over a foot away, and I'll be able to tap that one in for a 2-putt. So that's a bit of a misread, but that's going to come in the 4th video. So pace control, it's such a difficult skill for people to master. Make sure you're practicing it efficiently. Make sure you dedicate some time to just practicing pace control. And on the golf course, think about the routine that you might have before you putt, because that's definitely going to help you judge the distance a little bit more efficiently. And if you can leave yourself 1-foot putts as your second putt, you're definitely going to have fewer putts and lower your scores. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below, and also video 4 is coming very, very soon, so make sure you check that out. And that's green reading, which I definitely think is going to catch a few people out. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.